The origin story begins publicly at CES 2020 when Samsung first showed a prototype, a proof of concept for a rolling assistant that could follow you, notice things around the home, and interact with appliances. That prototype evolved through iterative showcases, including a follow-up at CES 2024, and internal development cycles until Samsung confirmed a commercial rollout window in 2025. In early 2025, Samsung announced a clear productization plan and timing. After years of lab demos and prototypes, Ballie was prepared to move from demo stage novelty to a shippable consumer product in selected markets. Those public milestones, CES demos, updates, and the 2025 release signals, are how Ballie went from an idea to a product. So what does Ballie actually do and what are its headline specifications? The 2025 Ballie is presented as an AI companion that navigates home environments, connects to and controls SmartThings devices, answers questions, makes video calls, projects media onto walls or floors via an integrated projector, offers lifestyle suggestions, for example outfit feedback or wellness prompts, and acts as a mobile interface for your ecosystem of Samsung devices. Technically, Samsung describes Ballie as multimodal, processing voice, vision, and sensor inputs, and in 2025 Samsung announced Ballie would integrate Google Cloud's Gemini multimodal model alongside Samsung's proprietary models to handle reasoning across audio, visual, and sensor streams. Public descriptions and hands-on reporting also cite onboard cameras, microphones, speakers, a projector module, and navigation sensors as part of the product specification set. Exact consumer-facing specs, e.g., battery capacity, precise camera resolutions for every variant, or detailed CPU model, are selectively disclosed in marketing materials, but the functional picture is clear: mobile projection plus multimodal sensing plus SmartThings orchestration plus cloud-assisted AI. Physically, Ballie preserves the familiar spherical, rolling aesthetic Samsung first showed in 2020 but with refinements for consumer durability and function. The outer shell is molded polymer with a smooth finish and impact-resistant design to survive household bumps. Internal structure houses a wheeled drive mechanism, stabilizing gimbals for the projector and cameras, and modular electronics bays for batteries and sensors. Samsung's public imagery and product pages emphasize a compact, friendly form factor designed to be unobtrusive and pet-safe. The shell and internal mounts prioritize shock absorption and easy cleaning, while the projector and camera placements are designed to maintain line of sight when Ballie is stationary or moving. Materials are consumer-grade plastics and engineered polymers common to mobile domestic electronics, balanced against the need for lightweight mobility and thermal management for the onboard compute. How does Ballie work under the hood? It combines a small drive and motor system that lets a sphere roll and steer, with a sensor suite that typically includes one or more cameras, time-of-flight or lidar modules for depth and spatial mapping, microphones for voice pickup, inertial measurement units (IMUs) for balance, and proximity sensors for obstacle avoidance. On the compute side, Ballie uses local inference for real-time navigation and privacy-sensitive tasks and cloud-assisted reasoning for conversational and multimodal tasks. The 2025 release specifically pairs Samsung's models with Google Cloud's Gemini to add multimodal reasoning and context awareness. That hybrid architecture lets the robot do fast, safe local responses, avoid an obstacle, follow a person a few meters while also leveraging powerful generative models for advice, multi-step problem solving, and richer dialogue when connected. Actuators consist of the drive motors and gimbal servos for the projector camera assembly, while software layers handle mapping, person-pet recognition, activity detection, and SmartThings orchestration so Ballie can tell a vacuum to start, dim the lights, or relay a message to another device. Price and cost. Samsung's official communications around the 2025 rollout did not list a global MSRP at the time of announcement, and Samsung encouraged pre-registration rather than publishing price tags. Samsung and industry reporting have indicated Ballie will be positioned above typical commodity smart home gadgets in price. This is a novel, embodied AI product, and Samsung has suggested optional subscription bundles for AI features and aftercare that could reduce upfront price via financed plans. In short, no firm, global retail price was published at launch announcement. Market observers expect Ballie to sit multiple times the price of a mid-range robot vacuum and in the same ballpark as premium companion robots, meaning it could be priced in the high hundreds to low thousands USD depending on region and bundle choices, and Samsung has signaled subscription options may be offered to manage cost. Treat that as an informed estimate pending region-by-region MSRP disclosures. Ballie's country of origin is South Korea. It is a Samsung product developed and announced by Samsung Electronics, headquartered in Seoul, and the initial commercial launches were planned for Korea and the United States before broader global rollouts. Samsung's corporate pages and press releases identify Korea as the home base for Ballie's development and initial availability. Looking forward, the future benefits and applications for humanity are broad if Ballie and similar devices become reliable and affordable. A mobile, socially aware home robot can help older adults by reminding them of medication schedules, monitoring for unusual activity falls, long inactivity, offering telehealth gateways via video call, and reducing isolation through conversational interactions. For busy families, Ballie can coordinate household devices, relay reminders, take quick visual notes, e.g., there's a spill in the hallway, and help with routines like workouts by projecting guidance. In education and child development contexts, a child-safe companion robot could deliver interactive lessons, encourage play-driven learning, and act as a bridge between physical activities and digital content. These are potential social benefits contingent on robust privacy, security, and accessibility design. There are also hidden or less-known facts worth calling out. Ballie's public evolution shows heavy patent activity around motion control, spherical locomotion, and sensor fusion. Samsung has been patenting variants of the design, indicating the product is built on a substantial intellectual property foundation rather than a simple novelty gadget. Early demos and design documents show Samsung experimenting with offline-first processing for privacy, keeping sensitive camera or voice data local unless the user opts into cloud features, and the company has signaled configurable privacy settings so users can control what is processed locally versus in the cloud. Finally, Ballie's integration with larger cloud partners, e.g., Google Cloud's Gemini announced in 2025, means its conversational and multimodal reasoning will evolve rapidly with software updates, not just hardware changes. As for future developments and wider impact, expect a few parallel trends: incremental hardware iterations, longer battery life, improved obstacle negotiation, smaller form factors, modular attachments, deeper edge AI so more capabilities run locally for privacy and latency, richer developer ecosystems opening Ballie to third-party skills, and expanded roles in health, caregiving, and hospitality. If Ballie succeeds commercially, it will accelerate a new product class, mobile, embodied consumer AI, which will raise important regulatory, ethical, and design conversations about privacy, autonomy, and the social roles of robots in the home. The social impact could be substantial, from accessible assistive devices that extend independent living, to new forms of household interaction and entertainment, but the balance of benefit to risk will depend on how transparently Samsung and the ecosystem manage data, safety, and user control. That's the concise narrative of Ballie's path from concept to a 2025 consumer product, born from Samsung's CES demos, matured through years of engineering and patent work, realized in a polished spherical device combining cameras, depth sensors, projectors, and cloud-connected multimodal AI, rooted in South Korea, announced with Google Cloud partnership for Gemini, and aimed at reshaping how a home assistant moves, sees, and reasons. The most important thing to keep in mind is that Ballie is as much a software and cloud story as it is a hardware product. Its true capabilities and societal effects will unfold as Samsung ships units, gathers user feedback, and iterates on software and services in the months and years after launch.